Hello again, Super Studs. This is Meant to Achieve, the place where athletes come to think straight, get focused, and achieve their goals. I'm Griff Joyce, and I make the videos around here, and today we're talking about likability and respect. So, to start this off responsibly, we would have to talk about how likable you actually are. Okay, now I don't mean to pick on anybody here. I do want you, though, to get a sense of how likable you might be and how likable you think you are. Because some of us are, how am I going to say this, a little overly generous about how likable we think we are, and some of us are a little bit overly critical about how likable we think we are. So I'm going to give you a test that's going to help you figure it out. Here it comes. Ready? The test comes in the form of a task. I want you to go talk to the coach of the team you want to make next. So, let's be clear. If you're on the JV team at school, I want you to think about going and talking to the varsity coach. If you're on the 16s in your club or city league team, I want you to think about going and talking to the 17s or the 18s coach. So, let me be clear. You're going to talk to the next coach up in the next level you want to make in your sport. Now, you don't have to actually do it. I just wanted you to think you had to, so you got a certain feeling. Now, let's talk about the feeling you got. When you thought, oh my gosh, I have to talk to the next coach, did you feel scared? In other words, this person maybe even intimidates you. It's scary just to think about going and talking to them. If that's the case, you have no relationship with that person. And that's not bad, but you have no idea how likable you may or may not be to them. Okay? So we're going to want to start to do something about that. If, when I said go think about talking to that next coach, you felt nervous. You're not scared, but you're nervous about it. Again, you probably think they might know who you are. You might have enough confidence in your likability in general for them, for you to think that they're going, that kid's all right, but you don't really know, and you probably don't have a lot of history with them. So nervous isn't as bad as scared, but it's also not where we want to be. Okay, now some of you thought, fine, I'll go talk to him, I don't care. Now, that could mean a couple of things. You could be really confident, and if you are, God bless you. Confidence is pretty important, and it's crucial to be a great competitor. You have to be good with who you are and who you think you are and how good you are. So I'm glad that you are confident in yourself. However, just because you're confident doesn't mean that you're likable. Okay? You might also have pretty good confidence in your reputation. In other words, how you think people see you. And you're going, everybody likes me. I'll go talk to the coach. Okay? Now, fine is a great place to be. Go talk to the coach? Fine. That's good. But what we want you to be is easy. We want you to think, go talk to the coach? Absolutely. I talk to him all the time. Or he pulls me aside, or she. That's where we want you to be. Talking to that next level coach is something that you should go out of your way to do. And you're lucky, and probably very good, if they're going out of their way to talk to you. But in both those instances, there's a relationship between you and them. Or there's at minimum a relationship between them and the athletes they have and you. Okay? So that's what we need, is shared experience. Okay? Because likability comes from direct contact with somebody and them being cool, or indirect contact. I hang out with these kids hang out with this guy, this kid, you. So, what I want you to do to increase the level of your contact with this next level coach is go to any clinics that they offer. Okay, so if they do open gyms to prepare for the next season, I want you to go to them. If they do private lessons, consider taking one or two. And you can always ask coaches questions. Make them intelligent questions, and coaches like you. If you listen to their answers and then use them in your game, they like you even more. You don't have to be that likable a person to become likable to a coach. You just have to be familiar and have some history, not be a jerk, and utilize the skills they're trying to get out of them and into you. So, likability between coaches and you has a lot to do with history and a lot to do with shared experience. So go get some experience with that coach. Even if it's just going up and shaking hands, thank you very much, I appreciated the things you did for me today. Or going up after a clinic and saying, Coach, I really appreciated that one thing you said, I used it, and I'll be darned, it did work. You're really good at what you do. Coaches are not above flattery. Don't be lame about it, but go ahead and use it sparingly. Okay, so let's talk about next about respect. Now again, to start this responsibly, respect can only be given, it cannot be gotten. It can't be pulled out of somebody. It can only be pushed out from me to you. So somebody has to give it to you. And the only reason they give it to you is when you give it to them. So you give it to get it. All right. So let's talk about the three things that matter most for this conversation about respect. Respect for your game, respect for your athleticism, and respect for you. Now, two of those are similar and one is not. Respect for your game and respect for your athleticism have a lot to do with obvious reasons that people make teams. If you're an amazing, ball handler and you're playing a game that has a ball in it, you'll probably be highly touted and a pretty easy make for the team. If you're amazingly athletic, it doesn't matter what game you're playing, you're going to make the team pretty easily if you're just an unbelievably fast or strong or tall person in a sport where those things matter. So these two things, respect for your game and respect for your athleticism, well, they're kind of what they are. You are pretty good or you're pretty medium or you're pretty not so good. You can't do much about it because theoretically you're working on that as hard as you can. The last thing, the respect for you. Now that's where we can talk. This you can control. By giving more respect, you can get more respect. That one we can change pretty quickly. Okay? And so what coaches are looking for there, besides the athleticism and the skills, is they're looking for how does this person get along with other people? Because coaches are not dumb. If you think about where they're coming from, they're about to pick a team that will be a group that they and the kids they pick will have to hang out with each other for the next minimum 3 months. If you're on a school team that doesn't really make it very far into playoffs, it's about a 3-month commitment. If you're on some kind of a club team or a travel team of some kind, you might be together for 6 to 9 months. Okay? So coaches are not beyond thinking, do I actually want to hang out with this person? Do the kids I'm going to pick want to hang out with this person? Isn't it convenient? Isn't it wonderful that the one version of respect we can control is the one that's about us? So what I want you to do is I want you to start giving more respect. I want your interactions with the people around you at the tryouts, the kids that might already be on the team or they're kind of gimmies for making it. I want you to interact with them in more respectful and more kind ways. Okay? You can compete for a spot without being a jerk and being a bully and putting people down. See, coaches look at that stuff. Are you putting people down being a bully, or are you creating harmony and making enthusiasm easy for this tryout or this session of play? What are you? Who are you? I encourage you to be the guy that's all about enthusiasm and creating harmony, because that's the kind of person, if the coach is like, I don't know, that's the kind of person they pick. Somebody that's going to be easy to be around for those 3 to 6 to 9 months. And that is a legitimate source of information to gather to make these kinds of decisions, because the coach is going to be stuck with you once they pick you. So I hope that helps. Go and be more likable by giving more respect and then getting it, and have a better chance of making and or starting on the teams you're interested in. If you don't know the coach, go and interact with us some more and get some history with them. So until next time, make sure you like us on Facebook, MENT, the number 2, and the word achieve, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until then, my name is Griff. I hope that you are thinking straight and you stay focused, because you are meant to achieve.